The following video should provide you with 3 different ideas of how you can start your Tableau presentation. The first one is starting with a story. So, for example, I had a customer in the past where the customer said, well, Timo, we have got more than 200 different key performance indicators. And we love Tableau for what's possible with it and what you can do with it in general and how easy it is, how fast it is. But for our 200 different measures, we really want to provide our end users with the ability to have something like a tree selector or some fancy elements like you can see on the left-hand side. So therefore, we are fine with everything else, but please, is there any answer to that one? And sure, there's an answer of how you can approach that with Tableau, and the answer would be the JavaScript API. Right, so let's talk about the JavaScript API. So that is just one idea of how to connect your audience to the topic to really fit the needs or to give an idea why that is important to the customer or the prospect. The second one would be a numbers play. So what does these 3 different numbers have in common with each other? Well, 2010 is the year when we introduced our new platform Tableau Public, right? And 90,000 is the numbers of people who published content to Tableau Public so far, and 500,000 is the number of visits published to Tableau Public. And so therefore, let's talk about Tableau Public and how that can help you grow your business, right? So the advantage of that one is that actually you drive the audience to think about something. I mean, what does these 3 numbers have in common? And the more they vary or the harder it is to see what they have in common, the more people try to think about it. The third idea of how you could start your Tableau presentation takes a little bit of time, and it really needs to fit to the audience, right? Because they need to be really engaged and they need to get active, right? So it's about you can ask them to fill out a small form. Right. So in my case, I just created a small Google form where the audience can type in 5 different answers, which then can lead to the dashboard to the right, right? So actually what I did is I created a QR code as well as a tiny URL where people can now use their smartphone to actually access the information and then type in some data, right? So let's try that one. So I'm going to show you the form. That's it over here. So let's type in some data. Are you a data rockstar? Yes, no, or maybe. I say maybe. The number of years of experience with Tableau, the age, and then your skill level of Tableau, and where you watched that video or where you participated the session you're going to present, right? Um, Maybe especially one sentence to the age kind of thing. I added it here because I think it's kind of interesting to know what is the age of your audience, as well as you could create a field at the end in your Tableau visualization where you can figure out what is the average starting age of people who are using Tableau, right? But yeah, that's just it for the moment. All the data is created by using that form, right? So it's an easy drag and drop kind of thing where you can add certain stuff. So for example, if you want to add a new question, why do you use Tableau, for example, you can add some options to it. So let's say um, I'm an analyst. I'm a consultant, and so on and so forth. And when you go to the live formula, you will see that question added to your form. But I want to just open up the answers, which are written down into a Google spreadsheet, right? And what you can do then is just taking that and copy and paste it into a blank Tableau desktop. So therefore, I'm just going to open up one, copy and paste the results over here, and then we can start working with it, right? So for example, let's take the timestamp kind of thing and put in the number of records. Let's change that to the create date. Okay, maybe that's not too interesting. Let's take the how old are you kind of value, change that to a bar thing, and maybe to a discrete value. And then we see like how old the audience was and what is the average and stuff like that, right? You can start just working with it. That would be one possibility, right? To just copy and paste it. The advantage here is that Tableau recognizes that this is a timestamp, right? But in another video on tablewfence.com, I also showed how you are able to connect live to that Google spreadsheet, right? And if you did that, you can take your already prepared dashboard and just refreshing the data you're using here, which is actually the sheet, the Google Sheet itself. Once this is done, and it took a while, in my video I just cut that off, you will see the results over here, right? But I really would say if you present that live to an audience, I would definitely go for the copy and paste thing and maybe just use that report you already created and replace the data source because the copy and paste thing is way faster than connecting live to it. Okay, so these were the three different ideas around how you could start your presentation. If you have any question, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you very much.